Movie review number 1369 is Dazed and Confused. Dazed and Confused is a 1993 movie directed by Richard Linklater. Richard Linklater. This movie has Universal Pictures and Gramercy Pictures. I saw this movie on July 2nd, 2025 at Cinepolis Luxury Cinemas Dayton in Miamisburg, Ohio. So this was a movie from Richard Linklater that I've had some opportunities of seeing this movie in theaters, but I never got around to it. Well, I decided to take this opportunity to see it, and I enjoyed it. It's a coming of age comedy film about a bunch of teenagers on the last day of school. This film follows the mayhem of a group of rowdy teenagers in Austin, Texas, celebrating the last day of high school in 1976. The graduating class heads for a popular pool hall and joins an impromptu cake party. However, star football player Randall Pink Floyd has promised to focus on the championship game and abstain from partying. Meanwhile, the incoming freshmen try to avoid being hazed by the seniors, most notably the sadistic bully Fred O'Banion. So this movie takes place in a small suburban town in Texas, and it features teenagers on the last day of school. It features high school students along with incoming freshmen. So the high school students are excited for school to finally be over for the summer, and they're trying to figure out what they want to do for the summer. Well, several of them decide to go to a pool hall, and others want to go to a party. However, things take a little turn when one of the planned parties is canceled when one of the teenagers' parents decide not to leave town. Uh-oh. Well, also some incoming freshmen are being tased, or not tased, but hazed by several high schoolers, including a school bully named Fred, and they're trying to stay away from them. And there's other characters that you see in the movie, some of them high school, some of them incoming freshmen. But it's a coming of age film about teenagers just trying to enjoy the start of summer, trying to relax, trying to have a good time. But several obstacles kind of get in the way for them, especially for some football players who have to quit drinking and smoking and sign a form saying that I will never drink or smoke again, or else they may be kicked off the team. So then there are several obstacles that the teenagers have to face in this movie. But the question is, how will they overcome this? And what will happen to the other characters? Because there's a bunch of characters of several storylines in the movie. I like how the movie progressed throughout the movie. I liked how the movie progressed from beginning to end. So this movie features a bunch, and I mean a bunch of characters. Jason London portrays Randall of Pink Floyd. Joy Rowan Adams portrays Simone Coquel. Mila Jovovich portrays Michelle Burrows. Sean Andrews portrays Kevin Pickford. Rory Corcoran portrays Ron Swader. Adam Goldberg portrays Mike Newhouse. Anthony Rapp portrays Anthony or Tony Olsen. Sasha Jensen portrays Don Dawson. Melissa Livesey portrays Cynthia Dunn. Dina Martin portrays Stephane White. Michelle Brooke portrays Judy Kramer. Cole Hauser portrays Benny O'Donnell. Christian Hornos portrays Kyrie Faulkner. Willie Wiggins portrays Mitch Kramer. Mark Fendo Murin portrays Tommy Houston. Esteban Power portrays Carl Burnett. Jeremy Fox portrays Hutch Fielder. Ben Affleck portrays Fred O'Banion. Jason O'Smith portrays Melvin Spivey. Christian Hinojosa portrays Sabrina Davis. Parker Posey portrays Dora Marks. Matthew McConaughey portrays David Wilderson. Catherine Averill Morris portrays Julie Sims. Nikki Kate portrays Nitty Cat. Nikki Cat portrays Quinn Bruno. Renee Zellweger portrays Nancy White. And Kim Crossman portrays Mrs. Stroud. Wow, there's a bunch of characters that you see in the movie. And many of the actors that I just mentioned, I have seen in other movies later on. So it's pretty interesting to see that this was one of their movies where they were like teenagers. Pretty neat. So this was a movie, another coming of age movie about high school students, an incoming freshman, as they celebrate the last day of school and try to start summer on a high note, but several things get in the way. And like I said, this movie features several characters. Some of them you get to meet, you get to see in more parts of the movie than others, but each character has a role to play, especially the incoming freshmen, who just like to be the other high school students, as long as they're not being chased by some of the other students, like Fred over here. Hmm. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty good movie. So that's my movie review of Dazed and Confused, preaching truth in this movie review. Alright, goodbye.